time flies, man. Like, this must have came out, like, right after, I guess, like, the third season of the show. Because the season is, what, season 8 now?
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap. Hello, YouTube, and welcome back to Let's Go Gaming. My name is Derek, and today I'm joined with my lovely girlfriend, Madisyn, as we adventure into the Walking Dead Telltale game. As the banner helpfully reminded us, this game has been out since 2012, but there have been like later iterations of the game, different seasons to it. So we thought we'd, try to play from beginning to end and catch up with all of it, and kind of get ourselves psyched up for the new season of The Walking Dead that's coming out at the was it the end of October? Might have already came out.
No, I think it comes out before.
Just getting ready for season 8 and all the war with Negan, because as they've teased, it might be the last season. But we'll talk about that in this episode. Spoilers if you haven't seen the show.
First of all, what do you mean by later iterations? There's this and season 2.
And then I think season 3 just was the thing.
I don't think that's out yet. If it is,
I know it's totally a thing.
but it's
They've
still
advertised it recently, and
it's
they
the same
didn't
game,
take.
technically. It's just season 2, season 3.
Later. Well, man, sorry, I didn't know my
season
lexicon
2.
of words wasn't to your liking, and I can't use the word iterations. Choose a display style. Turn off hints. No, I'd keep it standard. Maddie's behind the wheel today, steering this ship. And
Can we just skip to the end?
No. Because your choices affect later decisions. So you have to, play from the start if you really want the full experience. Or else it's just going to, start you in, a generic middle ground. See?
I know. I've played this game before.
And as people who frequent this channel or might have gone back and watched older videos of Let's Go Gaming know, I played through the entirety of the first season of the, or actually all 5, was it seasons or episodes?
Episodes.
No, because there were well, I don't know, of the Game of Thrones Telltale game, and that's why I got interested in playing this, because this is one of the OG Telltale games. I don't know if they'll ever do another Game of Thrones one, although I wish they would, because they really left it open-ended at the end of the one that I played, and Game of Thrones is still going to have another next season in 2 years, so they got plenty of time to get it all together to do that. Now, maybe you can tell me, Maddie, that... we should have turned on subtitles. You got a decision to make. You have a lot of time, though.
Why do you say that?
I've driven a bunch of fellas down to this place.
We gotta remember to turn on closed captioning between this and the next episode. Because, they're not really gonna be able to hear what this guy's saying, although I don't know if much of this plot is important yet. But, I forget where it was. I was gonna say, maybe you guys know and you can leave a comment, or maybe Maddie can tell me right now. I've always heard that this game more closely follows the original Walking Dead books. Is that certain? I couldn't imagine so, because the Game of Thrones one was set in the universe and you bumped into some of the characters, but it was mostly a new story. So
I don't clearly remember. There's one part that's eerily similar to Herschel and his farm, but it's either not them or they turn you away. I forget which.
So you get there before Rick's group or something.
Yeah, well,
that's about how the Game of
Thrones
Thrones
first
one went.
happens.
No, you don't say. I just thought all the zombies learned how to drive. What a polite conversation to have while you're hauling him in the back of your police car, by the way.
I got much choice?
Sure don't.
Not when you realize what he is in a police car for.
So he didn't actually commit like a serious crime. It's like more of a racism thing. It's interesting also the differences between this Telltale game and the Game of Thrones one, because you seem to have the option for silence each time, like it's that dot dot dot. But in the Game of Thrones one, to do the option of silence, you had to just wait for the timer to run out. Like it was a complete 4 options each time. I think. There might have been times where it was given, but like usually you had a lot of options.
I mean, you basically have 4 options, and usually silence is one of them. And if you run out of time, I think it's worse than not answering.
Well, that's what I was saying, is in the Game of Thrones one, running out of time was how you picked the silent option. So I wonder if like they just realized that having 2 silent options, one of which ended up being worse, was bad, or if they just like got better at making Telltale games and were able to expand upon the dialogue options and like were like, okay, we can make 4 paths instead of just having like one of them always be silent.
So did he do it?
They caught the fucker red-handed.
Sorry, it's hard to like pay attention to what you're saying while also paying attention to this.
Dude, tell me about it. At least you have me here where I can like talk while you're focusing on that, because when I played the Game of Thrones one, and it was probably my biggest folly, was like I had to do everything, but I had subtitles, so I was like trying to read the subtitles while also talking, which isn't as easy as it sounds. And I would end up making like decisions on the fly, per se. Oh, this is pretty cool. Nice way to like start off our depth into the apocalypse, dive into the apocalypse, with a literal
Depth into the apocalypse.
I never claimed to be a clever man. Well, I'm also kind of curious to see how much of a difference in choice there is here, because I'm sure they got better about that the further it went on, because in the Game of Thrones one I talked about all the time about how some things seemed to be able to take large diversions from the main plot, while other things seemed to just be little skews that would bring it back to a central point. Like, there would be points where I was like, like the end of episode 1 in Game of Thrones, the Telltale game, spoilers, there's a character named Ethan and he dies, and I kept on saying throughout the whole rest of the game, I'm like, that definitely had to happen for the rest of the game to happen, so there wasn't anything you could do to really save him. So there are events in these games that have to happen. It's just deciding or figuring out which of those events did and which of the ones are actually based on your decision are kind of fun. And you could probably figure that out by going online and looking up for a walkthrough and like seeing like all the different like actual branches of the decisions, but like
a lot of the time you could see, like when I was talking to the guy, he'll remember that, like stuff like that.
Yeah, there's that. But you don't know that's gonna happen until you've already answered the question. So it, like, adds that, like, veil of difficulty to the game, where, like, maybe you can see where you had an influence, but you can't really predict it. Which is, it's tough, but at the same time, it infuriated me greatly, because, like, sometimes, like, it would just be the stupidest things. It's like, or, like, a character would answer a question with the inflection that I didn't think they would, like, based off of what the options were. And, like, I'm like, oh, well, you just pissed him off because you gave it an angry inflection, but I didn't think it was going to be angry. And then, all of a sudden, that...
Derek, are you watching?
uh...
I love how he's creeped out about it, even though, like...
He doesn't know about it yet.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to be.
It's a nice watch, by the way. Really? Couldn't have just made that one big little cutscene there. Oh. Oh god. I mean, regardless of whether or not You
Why am I
live,
bouncing back? Okay.
because logic, game logic. You can use the shotgun shell to kill him. Or are you gonna light the gunpowder on fire? Or you can just pick up the shotgun. Depending on what version of the zombie apocalypse you live in, and I say that because there are some in which people knew what zombies were, and there are some that try to claim, like, nobody would have had any clue what these things are when they became zombies, and they're totally, like, clueless. Like, it doesn't really matter which of those you live in. Like, I think that just the horrible nightmare of getting attacked by a person like that would always, like, put you in a situation where you attack. But there's always the fight or flight, mentality. So I guess it's understandable that some people panic and don't know what to do. Yeah. And then there's other people that just, like, even before they realize it's a zombie, it's like, I'm just fighting for survival. So, but I always hate, I hate the other...
It's her first look at her friend. This is us.
Yeah. Did you catch his name?
I think his name's Joel or something like that.
Oh, fuck that.
No, I don't think it's Joel. Because fucking... That's The Last of Us. I forget what his name is.
It's not Rick?
No.
How are there already this many zombies? And how's there already one that looks like that?
It was hurt.
Yeah, but that was like a skull, wasn't it?
So? By the way, our leg is hurt. I don't know if you picked up on that.
No. You don't say. So, I played a demo of this game once. Long, long ago. It was free on PlayStation 3. And this is exactly where it started. And then, like, when we leave the house is when it ended. So, I might remember something in this little part, but that's only because I played that demo. But I meant what I suppose I meant to say with all of that zombie apocalypse stuff is I don't understand those who, like, even when zombies weren't a thing that existed, and you can't be like, oh, that's a zombie, like when you see that, how do you not, like, I don't get the people who are like, oh, are you okay? And they, like, talk to it, it's like, why are you acting so weird? And it's like, there's clearly some fuckeries going on here, like... demons or ghosts, like something has to exist in your world where our brains immediately like, oh no, fuck this shit. Because like we as humans, when we like do haunted houses or we go to spooky places, like even when we don't see things, our brains are immediately like, oh man, this is like fucked up. I don't want a part of this. Like, how could you be so deceitful to yourself to say like everything could still be okay? Like even though like I feel like I'm trying to say like people always naturally assume the worst is happening and their fear takes over. I hate when people are so unassuming in movies and then get themselves killed because of it.
Well, maybe in this world they don't really believe in spooky stuff. Like, there's no zombies, but like zombies are what really set off like the supernatural world, like to be a thing. So if there isn't anything, like if there aren't zombies, it's pretty rational to think that there could not be like hype about ghosts as much.
I mean, maybe not, but like that'd be like there's no horror movies, you know what I mean? Like there's got to be some kind of thing you're afraid of, like.
Well, there wouldn't be as many.
A ghoul, or ghouls are as ancient as medieval times.
Don't shoot, okay?
Or like, oh, it's the devil. Like, even before George A. Romero made Night of the Living Dead and popularized the idea of zombies, like, I think it'd be quite obvious. Especially because, and I'll have to look up the exact way the dialogue is phrased, but in that movie, the first line by the guy in this, or one of the first lines by the guy in the cemetery is like like he's like talking about the undead. He's like, oh, what if like the dead rose up? So like the idea of like, I feel like the concept of like there being a dead person and then them not being dead anymore, like even if it's like not a zombie but like a living skeleton, like if you're tracing it back to like Jason and the Argonauts, like that concept existed in people's brains, you know. They're coming to get you, Barbara. Uh-oh. We might lose connection on the game. If we do, we were at the voicemail machine. No, there it goes. We're supposed to miss random family's messages.
It's Clementine's parents.
Are they dead now?
Oh my god, finally. I don't know if you tried to reach us. All the calls are getting dropped. They're not letting us leave and aren't telling us anything about Atlanta. Please.
So how's this guy not heard anything? That was last night.
He's been there like overnight. Like he was knocked out.
Oh, was he? I thought the crash happened and he immediately woke up.
Listen. You can like kind of hear stuff in the background.
These zombos.
Like the first message, which I couldn't hear all of it because you were talking. Pretty sure the dad was attacked, so they went to the hospital.
Yeah.
But he had been bitten already.
Oh damn, y'all fucked.
This was before they knew what was going on. They thought he was just like a crazy guy.
That's probably got to be like a hard decision in the zombie apocalypse. Like the first time somebody's bit, but they're not like completely turning like that. Like, do we take them to the hospital? And then it's like, but we can't because the hospital will be overrun, and that's like a death trap. And then like that person will be like, but I'm dying, and it's like, but we don't want to die too. Like that's a hard first time to have that conversation.
Well,
later in the apocalypse, when there's
like
not even hospitals around anymore, it's
they showed it
easier
the
to be
best in
like,
Fear the Walking Dead. Like they have like a really high fever,
What's your name?
and they thought they could treat the fevers, but they couldn't.
Yeah.
I'm Lee.
Lee.
How old are you?
Right.
What'd you call him?
You're all alone?
Joel.
I don't know where anybody is.
Jolie. Jolie. Jolie.
Okay.
Oh,
An 8-year-old and a 37-year-old.
Bitch, you listen to the messages. Don't bring up that shit.
I think where the boats are.
Are you safe?
I'm outside of my treehouse. They can't get in.
That's smart.
See? Can you see me? I can see you through the window.
Man, little girl, you're so unassuming. Haven't you heard of strangers before?
I'd like to know how that happened.
What, how this thing snuck up on her?
No, how she turned into one.
Oh. Maybe she was attacked in the house. Or maybe she was attacked outside the house and then came back in the house and was trying to, like, nurse
she was
herself back to health.
babysitting.
And that's been The Walking Dead.
That's one of the things that I hate about these like Telltale games is that like
Quick
sometimes
time
it's
events.
really fucking hard. Like this shit I could do all day forward and backwards. But as soon as it's like, oh, move the thing around and try and get it in 0.5 seconds.
He just $1 million babied himself.
I do think this was a nice one though, and it like got slower if you fucked it up.
Oh. I don't think it penalizes you for hitting the button either, so you could just keep mashing the button and moving the cursor around and hopefully you just get lucky. Hey yo, little kid, you wanna help? Huh? That zombie looked up with a ah!
Come here! Hurry up!
Is that like her aunt though?
No, babysitter.
Still, like, this is fucking traumatic.
I feel like you could have done this in one, dude.
Or at least, like, hit her to stop her and be like, alright, Clementine, look away. Because I remember the big joke that came out of this game, that was all over the internet for years and still pops up sometimes, is like
Did you kill it?
a screenshot of the corner of the screen where it says, like, Clementine will remember that. When, like, somebody, like, posts something, like, horrifying or, like, off of liveleak.com. Yeah, or that.
2 nights ago.
Clementine will remember
Maybe
that.
One of the monsters got her.
2 nights ago? Yeah, that's probably what happened. You've been
2 nights
by
ago?
yourself through this?
Yeah.
How long has this guy been out?
Home now.
So,
I think that might be a
real quick, did they ever decide if, like, blood in a cut from a walker can turn you?
but I'll look after you until then.
I don't think so, because you
What should we do now?
turn into one anyway after you die. You know, with the whole, everybody's...
Before it gets dark, or get out of here once the sun goes down?
That's up to you, man.
We need to find help before it gets dark.
Damn, man, like...
It's not safe at night.
Oh, leave after the sun goes down was an option? Yeah, fuck that. Like, are you kidding me? I thought it was, like, stay here until the sun goes down and then, like, stay overnight. Which was, like, brings me to my classic first day of zombie survival question, which is heavily, I think, debated. Like, and I want people to start flame war in the comments about this. Do you, A, hunker down in your house, or B, leave your house behind and loot and travel?
I always say it depends on the type of zombie.
Yeah, because if they're fast,
And
travel is, like, not a good idea, especially when, like, there's a lot of them everywhere, and it's, like, just starting and chaos is ensuing, like...
yeah, and it also depends on,
I ain't never getting home tomorrow at this rate.
like, where your home is and how well your home is stocked.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if you live in an apartment and you just ate your last fucking bowl of ramen, yeah, you shouldn't stay.
Well, see, that's another thing, is, like, you have this idea of...
Should I stay?
What?
I don't want to sleep in the treehouse tonight, but I don't know if I should leave. What if my parents come home?
Oh, fuck, bruh. I won't leave you alone.
Oh, let's go somewhere safe that's close, okay?
That's a good idea.
Oh, God, this little girl is too damn cute.
I love Clementine.
Yeah, and I feel like some fucked up shit's gonna happen to her.
Thought for a second you and the little
Just-
one were
just
both gonna give us the shot.
Take solace in the fact that Clementine oh, hold
We need help.
on.
Are you trying to get out of
Clementine
here?
is the main
Because you should
character
be.
for season 2.
Those things are all over the damn place. I haven't seen anything as gnarly as this neighborhood.
So,
since
and
Dad's
if
been
you
gone.
leave the house right away, you also have to deal with everyone else who's looting, but if you leave too late, you don't get any supplies, and then you might be trapped in your house, because, bring it back to George Romero, like, the whole thing with Night of the Living Dead is that the house got so surrounded there was no way to escape it anymore, like, safely. So, like, then you're stuck. While you might be fortified, you'll run out of food, like, tempers will flare and all that. So it's got to be, like, a combination of both. I think that, like, for the initial, like, 48 hours, you got to stay low-key. You got to, like, turn out the lights. You got to
What do you want to do?
bunker down the house, but leave.
But you also gotta make sure your house is well defended enough that looters aren't gonna come and loot your house.
Well, yeah, there's that, and you have to leave an opening. Like, if you see a point where, like, there's too many zombies, like, that's not good. Like, we're kind of at an advantage at Maddie's house right now because her house has, like, fences all around it, so we could probably build barriers to that so that, like, zombies couldn't get in the backyard, so we could always escape through the back,
so much help.
you know? And I think we have, like, sheds close to our house, so we could easily, like, jump out and escape. But, like, it really depends on how much you get hoarded, you know? And it's what kind of zombie it is. If it's World War Z zombies, as I always say, I take the quick and easy way out.
If it's Resident Evil zombies, I'd kill myself. But
Yeah,
if
if
it
they're
was,
like
slow movers or whatever, like, yeah.
Yeah, if they were like Walking Dead type zombies, it's like, alright, that's the fun apocalypse. We're like,
Fun.
yeah. where you have a chance and where it's not like, oh my god, like I have to fear every second of every day. There's no rest or restitution. So I'd say, yeah, you hunker down, but don't stay more than like a week. And I think that as much shit as it gets now, Fear the Walking Dead did an excellent job portraying the start of a zombie apocalypse like nobody ever had before. Like, most movies take the way out of it happens really fast, and even when it happens fast, the protagonist misses the beginning of it. And, like, usually, like, my second favorite would be, like, the Dawn of the Dead remake, because, like, the protagonist misses it because she's unconscious, but she also, like, she sleeps through, like, the night or something. But they show it in news reports, so it's kind of shown. But it happens all overnight.
This is like the knockoff Herschel.
You brought a couple guests.
Oh, okay. Oh, what time is it, by the way?
Glad he can be a help to somebody.
But
So it's just you and your
we gotta find a good point to end it. That was also my big problem with Telltale games. It's like, it doesn't exactly take a break. Can you pause it?
You know this man?
No. Yeah.
Oh, alright.
I feel like it's gonna fuck with the cutscenes, though.
No, I think it'll be fine. I'll just resume during the cutscene. That's all the time that we have for today's episode. We went a little bit over, but hopefully you guys enjoy this series. We're definitely going to play it all through Halloween, and then probably through The Walking Dead at least, and then we'll see how far we get into hopefully Season 2 by then, and maybe get our hands on Season 3 if that's a thing, and if you guys like it, we'll take it all the way to the end. But until next time, stay adventurous, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.